The grid formed and we're ready for the first of 3 races at Hockenheim this weekend to determine who is going to win this year's Formula Renault 2-litre NEC. And the man who leads the championship is also the man on pole position, because Louis Delatraz, the son of ex-Grand Prix and GT racer Jean-Denis Delatraz, is on pole position, and he comes here as well with a 48-point advantage in the championship over this man, his teammate at Josef Kaufmann, Kevin Jörg. Josef Kaufmann Racing has already won the team's award. There's the championship, and there's also the rookie competition up for grabs this weekend. And third on the grid is the top rookie on the grid. It is Jehan Daruvala, the Force India junior driver. He is in a car run by Fortec, but in Force India colours. And Jehan Daruvala has proved to be very rapid indeed this year. And the rookie contest is between him and Max de Forny, with 3 races to come this weekend, 1 today and 2 tomorrow. Fourth on the grid is the man that won the opening round back at Monza, the man that won the first of the 2 races at Nürburgring at the last event, Ukio Sasahara, whose initial aim was to focus this year on the Euro Cup rather than NEC, but then he won at Monza and his plans changed a little bit. This is a man that's had 2 wins as well this year, Max de Forny. He's 5th on the grid, and bear in mind, for 5th, that he did qualifying, and this grid is based on what happened in Q1 before the 5-minute break. He did everything in Q1 with loose steering. It was all tightened up, but still far from perfect for Q2. 5th on the grid, a remarkable achievement for Max de Forny, winner at Spa, winner last time out indeed at the Nürburgring. And 6th, his fellow Belgian, is Dries Vanthoor. His bright yellow RACB car has had 1 victory this year. And Dries Vanthoor is another man to watch. The race is 25 minutes long, not a set number of laps, it's 25 minutes. And lots of junior single-seater categories will tell you that they are Formula 1 stars of the future, but the NEC has a great track record. The likes of Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Kvyat, Carlos Sainz Jr., Will Stevens, Kevin Magnussen, Sebastian Buemi, among others, have raced in this and gone on to great things. They're the Formula 1 graduates, if you like. Others have gone on to successful careers in GT racing and sports car racing. The green flag shown, the cars blast away. All of them, of course, the same Tatus-built chassis, 250 kilometres an hour top speed with a bit of a tow. They weigh in at 505 kilos. They've got 210 brake horsepower, 4-cylinder, 7-speed gearboxes allied to the Renault engines, and a Formula Renault 3.5 test to the champion. This is the 10th year of the Formula Renault 2-litre NEC. It remains one of the best single-mark junior categories around, and the teams, the level of professionalism, the level of competition make it a very, very tough series to win. But Louis Delatraz this year, who's moved from the Formula BMW Talent Cup into Formula Renault, he's now in his 3rd season in these cars, so he understands all about Formula Renault and he's putting it to good use this year. It is very definitely time for him to move on and move up. He's had a very good season in the Euro Cup as well, so for Louis Delatraz, he needs to win this championship and keep the momentum going. He is the man on pole. His teammate Kevin Jörg 2nd, ahead of Jehan Daruvala, and then Ukio Sasahara. The Belgians are 5th and 6th. Max de Forny ahead of Dries Vanthoor. Newcomer, the Russian driver Denis Bulatov, is 7th, ahead of Josef Zaruba, Darius Osquic, Nikita Mazepin, Enrique Chavez, and Stefan Rina will round out the first 12 on the grid. The first dozen ahead of Colin Noble. Then it is Bartolomei Miretsky. He's ahead of Alex Gill, Pontus Fredriksson. Bruno Baptista comes next. Another newcomer, David Drew, the Swiss driver. He will line up 18th ahead of David Richard, the Canadian. And the 2 Finns, Harri Salminen and his race engineer, Mikko Pertala, will be at the rear of the grid in the Positi 1 cars. So, white with red nose, Delatraz. Red with white is Kevin Jörg, and then there are other more distinctive colours, the Indian colours carried by Jehan Daruvala, the rookie driver, 1st year of car racing. Mighty impressive indeed. Keep an eye to Max de Forny, because if everything is fixed, then de Forny is one who could make progress. He's another 2nd generation racer as well. We talk about Delatraz in the context of GT racing. Well, Didier de Forny was a Viper pilot going back, what, 15 years or so now. Indeed, for a time, Didier was the promoter of the Belgian Grand Prix until he realised how much hard work that was. But Max de Forny has had a very good year. One of the 2 top rookies, and the contest in the race in isolation will be one thing, the overall championship another, and then the rookie championship, in other words, the fight between de Forny and Daruvala, another one to watch. He is 10 points up coming into this race, or 10.5 points in fairness, because we had a half-points race at Spa when they started behind the safety car and conditions didn't improve, and so the race was abandoned midway through. To the grid they come then. No such weather dramas here. It's a glorious autumnal day. It's pretty warm. There's barely a cloud in the sky. We've had 2 days of bright sunshine. Hockenheim looking in fine form as it has a busy month, because in 2 weeks' time the DTM finale comes here. But for now, the final weekend of Formula Renault 2-litre NEC plus the ADAC GT Masters Championships, keeping a pretty busy crowd entertained. Delatraz is 48 points up. He needs to be 60 points up by the end of this race. Kevin Jörg effectively then has got to stay with him as the field now slots into place. You get 30 for a win, you get 24 for second, then it drops 20, 17, 16, and it's 1 point less all the way down. So in other words, in this, you are scoring if you're in the top 20. Jörg needs to stay as close to, or ideally ahead of, Delatraz. That green flag shows everybody is back from the warming up lap. The drivers now will look towards the lights. They will go red when the lights go out. Round 14 is go. Who makes the best start? It is Delatraz. A bad start made by Daruvula. He bogs down and Deforny comes up to try and get alongside him. Delatraz will lead the way. Second is Kevin Jörg as they dive down into turn one for the first time, and Sasahara looking for a way past him. Sasahara has the inside line, and it's between these two for the runners-up spot in the title race. Sasahara goes through, Jörg locks up. Both of them scrabble round turn two. Daruvula recovering, he's fourth. Fifth is Dries Van Tor. And they turn their way through the Parabolica for the first time, up towards the Spitzkehrer. And the race leader, Louis Delatraz, is getting away now. 3 wide is a recipe for disaster, but so far so good in the mid-pack. Now they try to go 4 abreast into the braking zone. The leader is Delatraz. Daruvula makes a challenge up the inside of Jörg, who has to give him racing room to avoid contact, but Jörg gets run out wide over the curb. Jörg gets back on, but he's lost another position. The Swiss driver has Daruvula go by, and now Dries Van Tor gets up the inside as well. Jörg's race is unravelling rapidly. Max Deforny has dropped back a little bit on the opening lap as well, but Jörg, who was a multiple race winner last year, struggling this season. There's almost contact there in mid-pack as well as the 2 AVF cars. Chavez and Zaruba almost get together. And while all the mayhem and madness has been going on behind him, so Delatraz stretching the advantage. Into the stadium they come to complete lap 1. 3 wide in mid-pack. Once again, a challenge is made up on the inside there. Stefan Riener for Fortec trying to find a way through. Can't do it, and there's one off the road. It's number 11. Pontus Fredriksson has gone a missing on the first lap of the race. Now, where is he off, and how close to the edge of the road is he for the moment? Marshals get to him, green flag shows, and another one in the gravel bed out of the race. He's Alex Gill in his Fortec car. He wants a push, spinning the wheels as the leaders have just gone across the line, but Gill is off as well. He wants a push to get going, but I fear that's going to be the end of his race as the leaders go through. Delatraz leads, Sasahara is second, and they're turning through. 21 is Enrique Chavez. He has got the Polish driver, Bartolomew Mirecki, tucked up behind him. That's the race order, and you can see so many people have dropped a place on that opening lap. Through they have gone then. Delatraz leading the way, and then second is Sasahara. Third is Daruvula. He fought back. Fourth is Jörg, who's fallen away. In fifth place, Van Tor, and the safety car is being deployed. The safety car is out. Alex Gill's car is in the gravel. That probably is too close to the edge of the road, to be fair. There is also the other car that we saw, Pontus Fredriksson, off the road as well. And so we get the safety car. Replay of the start. Have a look at a good getaway by Delatraz from pole position. He bolts clear. Daruvula didn't make the best of starts. Jörg slotted it in second place, but then he came under huge pressure going on the run towards turn 2, and that was when Sasahara was able to make his move and take the position. A look at the rear of the cars as they all accelerate away. Everybody in the same Tatius chassis, so it's down to driver ability and engineering ability and how well driver and engineer knit together to get the best out of this package. The leaders are coming now down to the stadium, and let's try and have a look at how people fell off the road. Well, that was a big impact that got rid of Pontus Fredriksson. That was the peril of being 3 wide, and on the outside, broken suspension means he's off the road and out of the race. So that was one that we lost on the opening lap, and the other was Alex Gill. So the Prisma Motorsport car of Fredriksson goes, and Alex Gill gets turned around. I want to say that's Colin Noble that got into him, the other British driver. It is in 45. And Colin Noble then in the MGR Motorsport car turfs Alex Gill out of the way. Noble continues, but he might get his knuckles wrapped for that. But Alex Gill definitely does not continue. Noble up the inside. It's pretty narrow, the stadium, but eventually there's just a bit of contact between the two. Gill spins. Off he goes into the gravel bed. And that was what we saw earlier of him desperately wanting a push, but just not being able to get the car out of there. And the marshals say, we're not giving you a push. Instead, I'm afraid you're out, chap. And the snatch vehicle will hoik the car out of the way. So big frustration for Alex Gill because the car didn't look like it was damaged. Frustration too for Pontus Fredriksson, but with the broken suspension for that car, it was never going to be able to continue. All of these laps count behind the safety car, but it will be in this time, we're told. So a very quick safety car period. Kevin Jörg, fourth. If he finishes in fourth place, he will get 257 points. And the best that you can hope for after this is another 60. So that would give him 310, but if Delatraz were to win, he would have 318 alone. So I think Delatraz, as things stay, is going to be on to do this. Jörg has got to be in the top 3 in order to keep his hopes alive. The incident between Gill and Noble is under investigation. That doesn't come as a big surprise, I'm afraid, really, given that there was contact between the two and it turfed one off the road. But the rest of the race is still tantalising to see who can do what to get themselves up the order. We've got Sasahara running second. Now, Sasahara is out of the hunt pretty much as far as the overall title is concerned, but he wants another win and he wants to try and stop this Delatraz steamroller that's been in operation in the NEC and in the Euro Cup this year. So down they come through the stadium. Safety car's lights are out. That's the indication that it will peel in. Now it is up to Delatraz to slow the pack right down. He makes his way then through the last couple of corners. We'll get a yellow flag this time in order to let the race... Sorry, we'll get a green flag this time to let the race get back underway. The yellows will be withdrawn. And now Delatraz sprints away then. So he accelerates his way up towards the Sud Curva. As he accelerates towards it, he tries to drop the challenge of Ukio Sasahara behind him. Jahan Daruvala runs third, and then fourth and fifth up towards the timing line. You've got Kevin Jörg ahead of Dries Vantor, and sixth going well on his first outing, Denis Bulatov, the Russian driver. Leader goes through, Delatraz 6/10 up, restart lap now. 18 3/4 minutes to go, round turn 1. And now the field accelerates up towards the so-called Einfahrt Parabolica. Turn 2, the approach to the Parabolica. There's that tight right, then you turn left, and the speed builds. Turn 3 swoops you round towards the Spitzkehrer, and Delatraz, who barely makes mistakes anymore, is pulling away. He did have one little scare at Monza at the start of the year. He stalled at the start of the green flag lap, got going, but the start was delayed. He should have held station at the back of the grid for causing the delay. He didn't. He started from pole, and therefore he got a penalty as a result. But other than that, it's hard to think of mistakes that Delatraz has made this year. He comes out of the Spitzkehrer, trying to get clear of the rest of them now, and a tremendous restart lap it's been because the gap has grown. Sasahara runs second, and then it's game on for third place. Kevin Jörg looking a little bit toey now to find a way back up ahead of Jahan Daruvala. The cars turn their way into the Mercedes arena, but what's going on for third place? Daruvala is under attack, and so is Max de Fournier under attack. He has got Darius Oskry behind in the ART Junior team car, same team that runs Sasahara. Third has not changed. Look, Daruvala in the green mirrored, orange wings, silver and black car keeps Kevin Jörg at bay. Late afternoon sunshine here at Hockenheim. It's just approaching 20 to 5 local time, and the drivers work their way through the stadium once more. 96, Bartolomei Mielecki, we caught a glimpse of as he busy battles, but Louis Delatraz is getting away. Jean-Denis San, who has a little bit of guidance from Alain Menu, who's a old friend of Jean-Denis Delatraz, and Alain often is to be found at Formula Renault 2-litre NEC events. So there's no shortage of advice, and Louis Delatraz, who is no prima donna, if you walk through a Formula Renault paddock, you'll find him getting his sleeves rolled up. Caught him pushing the car into the assembly area this morning, ready for qualifying. So he certainly isn't one to let the mechanics do all the work. He'll join in, and Delatraz has been a very popular member of the Josef Kaufmann racing team this year. He's leading now by 1.3 seconds. Still second is Sasahara, but what about third and fourth? Daruvala versus Jörg. If Jörg can't get past Daruvala, it's job done for Delatraz. Down they come, in towards the Spitzkehrer. Certainly Jörg is close to Daruvala, but he's going to have to be very brave here to make a lunge up the inside, like he's happening behind, where Dries Vantor is under attack from Denis Bulatov. Now Jörg comes out of the Spitzkehrer just a little bit closer to Jahan Daruvala ahead of him. They dive their way into the Mercedes arena once more, and Jörg looking as though he's close enough to make a move. Ideally, he wants a tow, and then to dive out of the slipstream. He closes, under braking, can't do it there. You're looking at Dries Vantor, the younger brother of GT driver, former F3 driver Laurens Vantor. He's busy at Misano this weekend. Younger bro busy at Hockenheim, and he's keeping at bay for the moment the car in the hands of Denis Bulatov, who's not been out in Formula Renault 2-litre NEC this year, but now, pretty impressive showing for his debut. He's closing up onto a race winner. The AVF car there running at the moment in 6th spot. Through the stadium they come now towards the final right-hander, the Sud curve that brings them up towards the timing line. Further up the road than that battle, where is Jörg in relation to Johan de Rouvelaar? Not close enough to make a move. De Rouvelaar is outscoring De Forny, because it is De Rouvelaar third and Max De Forny eighth as far as that rookie contest is concerned as well. Through turn one they go. So Delatraz is leading, and that lead is getting up all the time. He's now got the fastest lap of the race. He's 1.7 seconds to the good. And as the field then now turns its way up towards the approach of the Parabolica, lower down the order there, number 35 is the Bruno Baptista car, run by the Koiranen team. Another top team in junior single-seater racing, but there are so many top teams in junior single-seater racing, and when they all get together on this stage, something has to give. And at the moment, it is Josef Kaufmann Racing proving how good it is. It's already sewn up the team's championship, and it looks like there's a driver's title heading the way of Louis Delatraz in this first race as well. Replay of Colin Noble here in 45. He's on the back of a rather crossed up Harry Salminen, and Salminen spins. Does he hit anything solid? Whew, missed that by inches. And the Position 1 Motorsport boss hooks a gear and blasts back into the race. Jörg still struggling to get himself onto the tail properly to mount an attack against Johan de Rouvelaar here. Lower down the order, Max de Forny. He's hunting down Nikita Mazepin, the 16-year-old, number 16, youngest man on the grid. De Forny is another quick teenager, rookie driver, and De Forny hunting down Mazepin as there Dries Vanthoor, the other quick Belgian in the entry, works his way in fifth spot up towards the end of this lap number 6. But the race leader now, Louis Delatraz, goes over the timing line, and the advantage to the eye is big. It's 1.9 on the screens. Johan de Rouvelaar half a second up on Kevin Jörg, but Jörg now finding yet again the age-old problem in slicks and wing single-seaters about overtaking. You can get a tow, you can do it round here, but you've got to be brave. And there, pulling out and having a look to get past Vanthoor was Denis Bulletov. '21 is another of the AVF cars, Enrico Chaves, the Portuguese driver. But now the field turns through the Parabolica again, up towards the Spitzkehrer. Is Jörg going to be able to make a move here and gain position? Let's see. Lower down, there's the fight going on. Stefan Riener tries to work his way up the order, and there Bulletov again looks to the inside of Dries Vanthoor. They're close, but where can Bulletov pull it off? Because they are absolutely nose to tail, but he hasn't yet been able to find a way by, not for the want of trying. Denis Bulletov then in the orange car chases the yellow Equipe Nationale Belge colours effectively of the RACB, the Royal Automobile Club of Belgium, that backs Dries Vanthoor, funds his racing. He's on their driver training programme. As there, the next little fight to look for, you've got Stefan Riener up past Enrique Chaves. Through he goes. Stefan Riener gains the place. That puts him into the top 10 now. Now, Riener went well in terms of pace last time out at the Nürburgring. What can he do here? Because now he's admittedly mid-pack, but he has just gained a position, and if he can be released and go after the traffic ahead, there's a chance of more progress. The blue and white car there of David Drew looking for a way past Bartolomei Miretsky. Can't find a way through on the inside. Drew, Swiss driver, but runs for the British team, Mark Burdett Motorsport. The race leader goes by. Louis Delatraz over the timing line now, 2 seconds to the good ahead of Sasahara. But here, look, David Drew giving a very, very tough time indeed to Bartolomei Miretsky. David Drew, who's raced in the French F4 Championship. He's raced in the V2V single-seater kind of monoposto series, and he's running on the tail of Miretsky, former Kia Picanto double champion, no less. Right, there's Delatraz then. He leads the way. The gap is widening. He's got the fastest lap. He's taken pole, and his main rival is fourth. Now, what about Sasahara? Because if Sasahara hangs on to second, that then gives him 261 points. The best that he could achieve after that is another 60. He would have 321 come the end of the weekend. So if Delatraz were to win this, Sasahara second, and Delatraz not finish either of the next 2 races, and Sasahara were to win both of them, if you're following all of this, then it's just mathematically possible that the championship could go Sasahara's way, but it's very, very unlikely. So Delatraz champion-elect at the moment, but it's not confirmed. It depends a bit where Sasahara finishes. If Sasahara finished in 3rd spot, it will be job done. Replay there of David Drew getting up the inside of Bartolomei Miretsky. Do they make contact? They're close. Drew sideways, but he hangs on to it. So Louis Delatraz leads the race. He's got one hand on that championship trophy, but it looks like it's going to be confirmed in tomorrow morning's race. He comes over the timing line. Okio Sasahara still pushing him hard. Over the timing line they go once more, and the gap between them is now 1.8 seconds. So the gap between first and second on that lap down just a fraction. Sasahara pushing a little bit harder, so he's fractionally nearer to the back of the race leader. In third place is still Johan de Ruvela, and Kevin Jurg close, but still not able to have a proper go at him. In fifth place is Dries van Toor, and then sixth is Dennis Bulletov as the field again turns its way out of the Turn 2, Einfahrt Parabolica, with now just 10 more minutes of the race to go. So those like Jurg and also Sasahara that need another place are starting to struggle because they're running out of time. But Delatraz just looks so strong in all of this. It's hard to see now Sasahara being able to get back onto terms with him. They've raced hard together all year, but in this race, again, Delatraz has the advantage. Side by side here up towards the Spitzkehre. The two teammates at AVS, it is in 21, Enrique Chavez, who goes ahead of Josef Zaruba. Zaruba tries to fight back, but he can't do it coming out of the corner. So Chavez fends him off for now. You just get the feeling this might end in tears, don't you? Because there's absolutely nothing given between these two teammates. They're pretty evenly matched. And this goes to show that you can run in close proximity, albeit for a short amount of time. Wide goes Chavez up the inside, tries to go Zaruba. Is he going to be able to level with him? Side by side they run down towards the stadium. Round the outside then goes Josef Zaruba, the former Radical racer. Can he get the job done? Yes, he can. Great move, really forceful to get the racing line back, but Josef Zaruba has done it all the way around the outside, gains the place back again. Top stuff, that. So through back up a place goes Josef Zaruba. He's back up now into 11th position. Chavez has not given up, though. The two of them running together as they work their way into the Sud-Curve. Behind them, the scrap between Bartolomé Mirecki and David Drew is still a close one. But with now just over 8 3/4 minutes to go, the race leader goes by. Delatraz now 2.2 seconds to the good. And Johan de Ruvela has just pulled away yet further from Kevin Jurg. He has just done the fastest, or a personal fastest lap of the race. So he's stretched it by another 3/10 over Kevin Jurg. If anything, de Ruvela might be able to have a go at Sasahara here for second place, because he's only 9/10 back. De Ruvela is nearer to Sasahara than Jurg is to de Ruvela now, so that could, you never know, just change before the very end of the race here. Out of the Spitzkehre they go. You can see the gap has come down for second and third places. Sasahara fading away as far as the race lead is concerned. De Ruvela third, looking also to try to win the rookie contest in all of this. De Ruvela's been on the podium outright this year already. He was in third spot at the Red Bull Ring. He then had a second place in the last round, indeed, at the Nürburgring. So Johan de Ruvela isn't just a good rookie, he's good in terms of the overall situation. Now the battle between Drew and Mirecki has swapped around. First of all, David Drew is through and gained the place, but he's about to try to make a move here as well on Bruno Baptista. To the outside line goes David Drew. Can he drive all the way around the outside? It's going to be close. He gets run up towards the curb. He's got the inside for the next corner. And yes, David Drew goes through. The Tag Heuer backed car does gain the place. Mirecki in the green car tries to buy into it as well now. He's at the inside line as they continue to squabble for 13th place. Drew fends off Baptista, who fends off a very wide-running Mirecki with 7 more minutes to go. But David Drew, new to Formula Renault 2-litre NEC, doing a good job here. He's racing hard, he's gaining places. And so now, as the field turns its way again into the Sud-Curve up towards the timing line, David Drew has gained that 13th spot. And Mirecki is the one that's fallen back in the group, to be fair. He's lost a couple of places on that lap. Baptista has also got up and passed him. And then you've got Colin Noble now running behind them. Noble recovering after his off-track excursion at the start of the race. Delatraz through, 2.4 seconds now the margin by which he leads. Replay here of the Marc Vedette Motorsport car of David Drew ahead of a very sideways Bruno Baptista. His Koiran and GP car very nearly ran wide enough to open the door to let Bartolomé Mirecki through, but the BM racing car not able to take advantage. There, second, third and fourth. They're starting to group themselves together now as Louis Delatraz continues to pull clear up front. The lead is building all the time now. Max de Forney hard at work, keeping Darius Osqui behind him. Osqui, normally a pretty quick driver, has struggled a little bit for pace around here, but he's been impressive in his first season in the championship, Darius Osqui, as they come once more down towards the stadium now. Osqui has raced in F4, he's raced in other Formula Renault championships, other regional series, but we're seeing him in the NEC for the first proper full season, and he's still hunting down the traffic ahead of him. The race leader, though, Louis Delatraz, gets ever closer to a championship here. As I say, he's going to be just 3 points off doing it, but I can't believe he won't get 3 points over 2 more races. Over the timing line goes Sasahara, 2.5 seconds back, and again 9/10 away, and chipping away at the gap is Jahan Daruvla. Second and third, the battle not done yet. 5 more minutes to go. Can Daruvla get himself into a close enough position at this part of the circuit, ideally, where the toe might just work? You can benefit in these cars at the right part of the circuit. This is it. And certainly Daruvla, we've seen in the past, is aggressive and committed enough to give it a go. Kevin Jörg, having started second, now running fourth. His championship aspirations gone. And if he finishes in 4th place, he'll end up with 257 points. Sasahara for second will get ahead of him on 261. So Jörg doesn't only say goodbye to his championship hopes, he also drops down 1 place in the championship itself. Dries Vanthoor there, still hard at work. Vanthoor was a winner at Assen when the cars had a doubleheader at the Dutch circuit earlier on in the year, in the summer. But there you've got Vanthoor for the moment, keeping at bay Denis Bulatov, who's certainly gone well in this race. Bulatov in a championship he doesn't know, at a circuit he doesn't know, against people he doesn't know. But that to one side, he's made it look as though he would be a real force to be reckoned with were he to do a full season next year. In the meantime, Max Deforny there pushing hard, still keeping Darius Osqui behind him, but the race leader with 4 minutes to go comes over the line now. Louis Delatraz looking ever more secure up front for second place. The gap is still hovering at 9/10. In fact, on that last lap, Sasahara and Daruvla to the 1,000th did the same lap time. And wide in the background has just gone Kevin Jörg, so that takes him out of the equation as far as getting second and third is concerned. He's fallen too far back now. Kevin Jörg's little mistake costing him time. There you've got still hunting down Dries Vanthoor, Denis Bulatov, but Delatraz up front looking ever more secure. He comes out of the Spitzkehrer, then he leads the way convincingly, and as he turns his way down towards the Mercedes Tribune, as I say, he's going to be virtually the champion. Just 3 points stop him from being that. If Sasahara were to lose 1 more place, then it would be different. And in order to win it in this race, he needs Jahan Daruvla to get up and pass Sasahara, the Indian driver, to attack the Japanese driver. But there, lower down the order, you've got Deforny now trying to attack Mazepin and trying to keep Darius Osqui at bay as they work their way again into the Mercedes Tribune, absolutely together. The battle for 7th place raging on. Nikita Mazepin just at the head of that little group. Very, very quick European karter. Still only 16 years of age. And it's interesting that they put him in a 2-litre single-seater at that age. There are lots of teenagers prowling the paddock in F4 these days, but that's in a smaller engine car. But this is quite a step for a young driver. But Nikita Mazepin, in fairness, has acquitted himself well this year. He's been a bit up and down within the championship, to be fair, but he runs in the top 10 of it still. So we've got 2 more laps to go, looking at the clock. Delatraz leading by 2.6 seconds, and Sasahara now getting away from Daruvla by another 10, so that gap has just stretched a little bit further. Mazepin keeping Deforny behind him, but Darius Osqui close enough now to think about maybe diving up the inside. Does he do it at turn 2? He doesn't. He sits back in the draft. And now they work their way towards the Parabolica once again, that quick flick that brings them round towards that far section of the circuit, and then it's hard on the brakes into the hairpin. And this is where Osqui needs to make the move. Now, look, this is how to do it. He's in the toe. He needs to try and get the slingshot up the inside as they get to the braking zone. He goes to the outside, though. If he's really late on the brakes, he might be able to do the undercut and get the line coming out of the corner, but Deforny knows that's coming, so he covers that line, runs Osqui out wide, and Osqui has to slot back in behind him. They come down once more towards the Mercedes Tribune, absolutely nose to tail, and Darius Osqui staying with him. Again, wide in, he needs the tighter line through the corner. Can he duck up the inside? There's the gap. Is he close enough? Can he get the power down? He can't. Deforny defends. They've fallen away straight away now from Mazepin. So look, 7th is on his own, and then 8th and 9th are together with 10th going after them, Stefan Rina. But here, an example of how frustrating it is, because Osqui looks the quicker. He's there in the wheel tracks, but he just can't yet find a way by. Mazepin keeps making little errors up the road. He did it at turn 2. He's done it again here in the stadium at the Sachs Curve. Just a little lock-up. The leader has started the last lap of the race now. So Delatraz leading 2.5 seconds to the good. We're on the last lap of the race. They turn their way now into the run to turn 2. The rest of the pack behind. Sasahara 2.5 seconds adrift. He's 1 second up on Jahan Daruvala. Sasahara mathematically could win the championship in the 2 races tomorrow, but it's very, very unlikely. Delatraz has almost done it. If things stay as they are, then it only needs an 18th place or better in either race for Louis Delatraz to take the championship, so he's almost there. To the Mercedes Arena they come again, in front of the huge grandstands and of course the Hockenheim ring next year, set to welcome Formula 1 back. The adverts are all around the circuit and in the locality for Formula 1 for next year. There's been no German Grand Prix, of course, this season, but the intention is to bring it back next year, and hopefully the fans are going to react, because it's another of those traditional venues, traditional countries that should have a Grand Prix. But these are Grand Prix stars of the future, wanting to add their names to a long list of drivers that have come through Formula Renault 2-litre NEC into Formula 1, many of whom should be on the German Grand Prix grid next year. For now, Delatraz it is who leads the way. Kevin Jörg, though, has just done the fastest lap of the race. So Jörg is having one last go, but it's all too little too late. Surely, as Louis Delatraz comes up towards the timing line, it's going to be another win for Delatraz. He takes the checkered flag. He scores a 7th victory of the season, and he's now almost there for the championship. Ukiyo Sasahara takes 2nd, Jahan Daruvala 3rd, 4th Kevin Jörg, 5th Dries Van Toor, and 6th Denis Bulletov. The rest of them come home with Mazepin 7th, Tafoni 8th, Oskwi 9th, and 10th Stefan Rina. And so, for the 7th time this year, it is the Josef Kaufmann racing car of Louis Delatraz that takes the race win. The cars that are required for Parc Fermé will do a full lap back. The others waved straight into the support race paddock. And a replay of Louis Delatraz taking the checkered flag and aiming for the pit wall, where the Josef Kaufmann team gives him the thumbs up. Calculations may differ here, but by our reckoning, he still needs to bag another 3 points before he can be assured of the championship. So he's almost there, but he's not quite able to celebrate just yet. Race result, Louis Delatraz the winner of race 1 of 3 here at Hockenheim, ahead of Ukiyo Sasahara, with Jahan Daruvala 3rd. Kevin Jörg 4th, out of the hunt for the championship now. Dries Van Toor 5th, ahead of Denis Bulletov, then Nikita Mazepin 7th, Max Tafoni struggling a little bit, 8th. Remember, he started 5th. 9th, Darius Oskwi 10th, Stefan Rina, Josef Zaruba 11th, and Enrique Chavez comes home in 12th place. 13th, good debut for David Drew, ahead of Colin Noble. Bruno Baptista 15th, Bartolomei Miretsky 16th from David Richard. And the Flying Finns, Harry Silmanen is victorious in his inter-Nissan battle against teammate Mikko Perttala. So, let's look at the top 3. Jahan Daruvala outscores significantly his main rookie class rival, namely Max Tafoni. And that means that he now is looking very strong in the rookie competition as Jahan Daruvala comes home to take a very good 3rd overall. 2nd, Ukiyo Sasahara. He's just about mathematically able to win the championship, but it's a very long shot. But Louis Delatraz it is who takes a 7th win of the year. Still 2 more races to go here at Hockenheim, but he's almost done it. He's oh so close in the championship now. The Josef Kaufmann racing driver then takes another step closer to winning this year's crown. 2 more races to come. And where does Delatraz go next? Will we see him perhaps in sports cars? Will we see him in Formula 3? Omnipresent dad Jean-Denis is here, and it'll be interesting to see where he is placed for next year. There is some family money, there's some sponsorship for Louis Delatraz, but he's still got to secure this championship. As I say, he's pretty much champion-elect now because he's nearly there. But another win. That's the 7th of the year for Louis Delatraz as he hops off the car. Dad is there. the rest of the family. And the computations say he's almost there, but not quite yet. Tomorrow, they say. There's Jahan Derouvela. Great job done by Jahan Derouvela to take third spot. And Ukyo Sasahara should be there as well. Sasahara, thumbs up. At the start of the year, when he had a win and a second at Monza and a second at Silverstone, it looked as though Sasahara was going to be a real factor in the championship. And indeed, after the win at Monza, he was aiming to change his intentions for the year rather than do Euro Cup, concentrate on NEC. But then things changed, and Sasahara became, again, an occasional visitor to the championship. So, Cara de Vlaming there, the communications officer for the championship, rounding up her drivers, as she refers to them, and she will escort them to the podium in a moment. So, they head towards the race control building. The Tatio chassis, the Michelin tyres, remain parked beneath them. Let's look at some of the highlights of race 1 of 3 at Hockenheim as the drivers make their way up to the podium. And so the podium is ready. The drivers will be brought forward with, for his third place, Jahan Derouvela making his way onto the podium. For second position, it is going to be Ukyo Sasahara. And for the 7th time this year, the top step of a Formula Renault 2-litre NEC podium is going to go the way of the man who is getting closer and closer and closer to the championship. It is Louis Delatraz. For the Josef Kaufmann racing team, up steps the driver Louis Delatraz, and Josef Kaufmann's team has had another very good weekend in a great season in Formula Renault racing. So we have the winning drivers, plus, of course, by finishing third, Jahan Derouvela as the top rookie. So the presentations to be made, and for the first race of the weekend for the Formula Renault 2-litre NEC, it is Ralph Weishaupt, who is the championship's organiser and promoter and manager and the real driving force behind it, who will give the trophy to Jahan Derouvela for third place. Cara de Vlaming steps forward with the trophy for second for Ukyo Sasahara. And the top step of the podium, the race winner, is where Louis Delatraz is to be found once again. And Herr Weishaupt is there with the trophy. And it could be that in tomorrow morning's race, the job is done. And can Delatraz win a championship with another race win? Don't bet against it, given the way that he has gone this year. Trophy then to Josef Kaufmann as the winning team. And the drivers will now get themselves together, ready for the celebrations. There's the winning rookie trophy as well to Jahan Daruvala. And in a moment or two, once all the photographs are done, then the celebrations can begin. Formula Renault 2-litre continuing to be a strong category. And with everybody required for the photographs, the celebrations can get underway. Tomorrow morning's race will begin just after 10:20 local time. We'll be on air with that. The third race tomorrow at 4 to 5 local time. But for now, celebrations on the podium at the end of race 1 for the Formula Renault 2-litre NEC. Join us for race 2 tomorrow morning. For now, from David Addison. Bye-bye.